I've learned a lot of things about you, and there is one common point with the Cookie character, is that you've been through a lot in your career before to be a star.
Yes.
And I saw that when you did your first dramatic school, you was pregnant and you were still acting.
Yes.
How was it?
Well, I have a love for the craft. I mean, I'm very passionate about the craft of acting. I kind of always loved acting, even when I was a kid. And I'm sure you heard when I was going to high school, I auditioned for a theater art school and I didn't get it accepted. So I think that was the time I needed to fall on my face. I needed to find, I think that journey, having to find my passion, my way back to acting after taking a detour, deepened my love for it. And it also, I think, created a tough skin because now I know what rejection feels like. So what?
Yeah.
You don't die. You know, as long as you get up the next day and you have your right mind and you're healthy, you got another chance to make it happen. Once I started studying and getting the tools that I needed, I felt like I was ready and prepared for Hollywood, and nothing would stop me, not even having a baby.
When you're struggling and when it's hard, is it easy to say you that kind of sentence that when you work, you get paid?
Basically.
Yeah.
I come from a blue-collar working family. They got up, they went to work, they worked hard. My mother came from the South, you know. Father was a sharecropper. They lived on a cotton field, you know, 2-bedroom house, 8 children, you know. So she's been working since she was a kid, you know, and they migrated north. And my mother, no college education. She started in the basement of a department store, putting tags on merchandise. And she worked her way up. By the time she retired, she had an office and employees under her. You know, that's what I come from. Matthew Henson, I'm a direct descendant of. You know, he discovered the North Pole. You know, could you imagine leaving everything you know, going to a climate that is like, whoa, and saying I'm gonna do this, and he did it. Like that blood is in me. And knowing that only helps. It makes you stronger. It makes you, you know, more diligent about making your dreams come true. You know, I came from nothing. What do I have to lose?
What did you say to yourself when you won the Oscar for the song in Hustle and Flow?
The Oscar goes to. It's hard out here for a pimp. Oh my God! Johnny Houston, Cedric Coleman, and Paul Bogart.
Well, I actually didn't win, but thank you.
To me, you won.
Thank you.
For that, like,
that
the song was so gangster.
Yeah.
And to be at the Oscar with a gangster song, it was a victory.
It's hard out here for a pimp. He's trying to get his money for the rent. For the Cadillacs and gas money spent. There's a whole lot of witches jumping shit. Going down.
It was also quite uncomfortable to be singing about pimps and whores in front of my peers, people that I look up to, you know, Meryl Streep. But yeah, it was one of those amazing moments where I felt like I was dreaming. It was also a very sad moment for me because my father had just died 2 weeks before. So I was trying to compartmentalize that just to get through what I had to do. But it was tough because, you know, after the sensation of it all, I kind of slipped into a depression. I had to deal with, because, you know, ramping up to the Oscars, I had no time. Like, that kept me going and kept my mind, even when I had to step away to go say goodbye to my father. Once I left him, you know, once we buried him, or he was cremated, but when I came back home, I was thrown back in, so I didn't have time to deal with it. And so once the ceremony is over, your life goes back to normal. So I went from like city to country. So I went from all this noise to nothing but crickets. And then it was time to deal with his death. And it was tough. It's still tough. But I guess I find my peace in me being here in Paris talking to you. These are the things he saw. He said this to me when I was really young, growing up. He said, acting is gonna be your thing. You're gonna win an Oscar. It's gonna take you places you've always wanted to go. And I had this moment today. I was in the shower, and he always told me, he always said he wanted to be cremated. And he said, and what I want you to do is take my ashes, and I want you, when you start traveling, sprinkle my ashes. I'm not gonna do it, I'm gonna keep the ashes.
I would like to laugh with you, but it's sad.
It's sad, but you know what? It's life, you know, and do I have my moments where I miss him and I wish I could hear his voice, and what would he be saying now? Because he said this, he said to me, when he knew he was dying, he looked off into the distance, like he saw it, like he saw all of this. He said, it was right around Hustle and Flow, and I was like, Daddy, all of this is going on. You know, we might be nominated for Oscars. And he looked off into the distance and he said, this is nothing. He said, this ain't nothing. You're going to be a sensation. And I looked and I was like, well, what does he see? I want to see it. And I've had a lot of false starts in my career, because after that, he passed, and then I was nominated for the Oscar. You know, I've had a lot of false starts, you know, and I thought the Oscars was, okay, is this it? Is this the sensation he saw? And then I was like, okay, I guess not. Then the Emmy, no one saw that coming. I was like, maybe this is it. And then that didn't happen. And then, you know, sometimes you second guess yourself. You go, well, maybe the sensation is not coming.
Taraji P. Henson in The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
You know, and then Empire.
I've been living like a dog for 17 years, and now I want what's mine.
Empire killed your name. You're not Taraji, you're Cookie now.
Oh, I hate her.
How people deal with you in the street? Hey, Cookie!
Yes, exactly. She's stolen my entire identity. My friends only want to talk about Cookie. It's bittersweet. And I have such a beautiful name.
What is the biggest change in your daily life right now?
That my name is now Cookie.
It's like if your name were Luke Skywalker or something.
They don't even care that my name is Swahili and it has all these beautiful meanings. They call me Cookie.
What's the meaning of your name?
Taraji means hope, Penda means love, and Henson because I'm from the blood of Matthew Henson.
What does Cookie mean?
Cookie means sweet. Cookie means nourishment. Cookie means pleasure. I'm happy when I have cookies.
When you watch in one episode, you have drama, you have tears, you have action, you have
right.
Everything's crazy, you know?
Yeah, it's drama. It's high drama. It's high drama, it's comedy, it's music. It's something for everyone, and I think that's why we keep amassing such an incredible audience, because there's something for everybody. You know, I've gotten many tweets where people are like, finally we have family night. You know, the entire family sits down at one time and watch the same thing, and you know, we're just proving that you can't underestimate your audience. You know, you give them good TV with a good cast, and they will watch. And right now, it seems like they're making it about black people. Just hire a bunch of black people. That they're missing it. This is
not about black people.
No. This is a good script. First of all, we started with a good script. Then
at the beginning, you didn't want it to do it.
No, I didn't want to do it because I was afraid. I mean, I knew what I had in my hands. It was going to ruffle feathers. But then again, isn't that what art is supposed to do? It's supposed to challenge you to think.
When Terrence did say yes, you said yes.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do it without Terrence. Terrence owes me money. Terrence owes me at least half of his paycheck. Don't you agree?
When you show your butt in the show.
Today, that's all it was.
Friendly. You think I came here dressed like this for a friendly get-together? You know what? Why don't you all enjoy your friendly little family dinner? Congratulations. Oh, and Anika, this is an ass.
Tell me about this. I know it was improvisation, is that true?
It was very much. Okay, so now I'm in the world of Cookie. She's in me now. So
just focus. I'm in Paris watching your show. And now you're in Paris talking me about your butt, okay?
Okay, that's huge. That's like, wow. That's what made you want this interview, isn't it?
No.
No, I know, I'm kidding. So, no, what I was doing was connecting all the dots. Because if you remember, the second episode, when my first time to the mansion, Boo Boo Kitty decides to go upstairs and take her dress off and show me her butt. You know, show me, you know, this is what young looks like. Okay, well then, sweet hot cheeks. I'll show you what a real butt look like, what a woman's butt. And I just did it. And I always knew I was gonna do it, but I didn't tell anybody. And so when I did it, the cast was like, and the crew went nuts. I mean, there was a lot of improvisation in that scene. When I threw the rolls, none of that was scripted, plucking the rolls. In my mind, I was going, he loves me now. She was being so cynical, you know. So what I love about this show and the set and the environment is that it's so free. It's free, and if I'm uninhibited, like I'm a trained actress, like this is an actor's playground where, you know, of course, within the guidelines of the character and who the character is, you know, but I get to play every day. It doesn't feel like work. The cast, we all get along. There's good material. It's like a dream come true. And I never thought I'd be doing this on television. I knew, you know, film, but television, I was done.
Because when you sing You're So Beautiful, I was like, oh, I love her, I love her.
Oh, Jessie sang that. I think I lip synced in that one.
How much you pay for it?
Oh! Oh no, the family actually did sing. Yeah, that was my voice.
Yeah, that was you. Even
heard it.
Even in the jail.
Oh, in the jail, that's right, I forgot.
You're so beautiful.
I forget. It's like we did so many.
Did you have a call from Foxy Brown, like, I was the first Cookie?
Foxy?
Yes.
Hey, I'll give it to her. Yeah, she's definitely Cookie. I think everybody has a bit of Cookie in them.
Yeah.
I think so, and I think that's why people like her, because she's my hero. I mean, I wish I could send her into a lot of my meetings. Don't you?
Of course, I was totally fan of Foxy Brown.
Yeah,
and all those females generation rappers like Lil Kim and even Dabrat,
Yeah.
they were all bringing something really real and new at the time.
Yeah, from a female's perspective, right?
Yeah.
Lil Kim is pretty much Cookie's. That's who I chose for Cookie's champion, for her hero, for her idol. You know, because that's when she went in. That's who was hot. You know, and Lil Kim came in and made hip hop hardcore. She made it feminine. She made it sexy. She took it rock and roll a little bit. You know, but she just did things that, you know, if men can do it, wow. She just took it to a whole nother level. And when she went in, that's who she idolized. Her style, her fashion. So when she comes out, she is total Lil Kim. Still stuck in that time warp.
That's the good word for them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
When I see the character of Cookie, we can see that you know hip-hop culture and you really know that. What's your top 5 MCs?
Oh God, you can't ask me that. Okay, Nas is definitely there.
So I be ghost for my projects. I take my pen and pad for the weekend while I'm sleeping. A 2-day stay. You may say I needed time alone to relax my dome. No phone left and not at home.
Yeah.
Biggie.
Super Nintendo.
Nintendo, Sega Genesis. When I was dead broke, man, I couldn't picture this.
Pop.
There's no way I can pay you back, but the plan is to show you that I understand. You all appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so uncomfortable. Kendrick, easily.
24/7, 365 days times 2. I was contemplating getting on stage just to go back to the hood, see my enemy and say.
How many is that?
4.
Oh, I'm so nervous. Why is there pressure on me right now?
Top 6.
Easy-E. Because he taught us about the boys in the hood. He gave the boys in the hood a voice.
Easy is his name and the boys coming. Straight out of Compton. It's a brother that'll smother your mother and make your sister think I love her. Dangerous motherfucker raising hell. And if I ever get caught, I make bail.
That's it, I'm good. Eminem.
You assuming I'm a human. What I gotta do to get it through to you? I'm superhuman, innovative, and I made a rubber so that anything you say is shaking off of me and it'll glue you.
Okay, 6. You did say 6.
Yeah, 6. Okay, 6.
Made it.
And nobody could ever think that a show like Empire would be on public television on that channel with that success. What does it tell about the new America?
That they are ready to be challenged to think. That they want to see society on television the way it really is. That was the great thing about leaving Person of Interest, because we shook up television. And what we showed was that in real life, the good guy gets it sometimes. That's what makes it life. It's not a fantasy. Like, people are dealing with real things out here. You know, in this show, the way we handle our subject matter, we don't make it pretty. We make you cringe or whatever it's gonna make you do, or sob, or what, because this is real, this is life. People wanna see themselves. You know, no fantasy. Leave that to the comedies. Then you have your comedies that make you kind of, you know, numb out and you laugh and forget about your cares. But then there's that TV that's gonna force you to think, force you to talk about subjects that make you uncomfortable, you know, and that's the only way society is gonna move ahead. We can't keep pretending like things aren't happening, you know. Kids kill themselves because they feel like they will be rejected by the family God gave them. And it's something that needs to be dealt with, because that's a bad thing, to live your life and not feel comfortable in your skin. You have no control over that. We're just born. You know, it's not like, God, you want to be black, you want to be white, what do you want to be? You know, it's not, we don't get that choice. So to be able to live free and be who you are, that's like, that should be a given.
When I'm talking about this new America, like, you have mainstream show like Empire, you have a black president. In France, we don't have a black president.
Right.
But in the US, you have murder with the cops, and when I see Discover of the Time, like Black Lives Matter, how do you feel when you see that?
I mean, it's an old story. I mean, it's an old tale. It's what's so shocking is that we think we've come so far, but yet we haven't. You know what I mean? And the great thing about social media now is, like, we have help, we have eyes now. But it's sad because, you know, when my son started to feel like different, he grew up in predominantly white situation. I put him in, you know, private schools, the best of schools. I just wanted to give him a better opportunity than I had.
And what happened to him?
Well, you know, he thrived. He thrived. But the thing about it is, when you start to realize as you grow up, because I had that even as a black woman, you know, as a child, you don't see race. But then when you're forced to see it, it does something to you. You know, you start to feel like, I'm different, and I'm gonna be treated different because of this. Just like a gay person, when that realization, I'm different, they're gonna treat me different if I'm gay, you know, or if I'm transsexual, or if I'm Mexican, or whatever it is, you know, I will be treated differently. And so there's a sadness that comes with that. There's a bit of a depression that comes with that. And so when he was struggling with that, he came home to me one day, like with tears in his eyes, and he was like, Mom, why do white people hate us so much? Why are they scared of us? And I'm sitting there, I can't explain it because it's dumb. I mean, to not like a person because of the race. He said, and this all can be fixed. It can all be fixed. All we have to do is communicate. All we have to do is talk. Because think about it, that's the generation, his friends don't have a problem with it. They're fine, you know? So it's sad, and the only way we're gonna deal with it is if we shed light on it. And that's what I love about Empire, because we shed light. Lucius talks about it. You know, he says it to his oldest son. You married that white girl because you want to fit in, but guess what? They will never accept your black ass. That's what he tells them.
And they will never accept you. They will accept your money, Dre, but they will never accept your black ass. And I don't give a damn how many white women you marry, they will never accept you.
And that's sad, but it's a reality. It's a reality. And so what I pray and I hope that I can do through my art is to shed light and maybe change a couple people's minds while I'm on this earth, you know? It'll never go away because, you know, life is spiritual warfare. It's always gonna be the good versus bad, good and evil. So I just hope that through my gift that God gave me that I could change a couple people's minds, you know?
You were 20 years old when in the US you had the Rodney King case.
Little does he know, his arrest and brutal beating are captured on video.
As it did, well, you can see what's happening to it.
I know that the government, whatever, can't stand us black people. He's doing everything in the world to make black man be extinct. But I'm going to tell you one thing, us black people going to survive.
No justice, no peace.
And 20 years later, I feel that it didn't change.
Nobody could say that this man should have been shot down like a dog.
No justice, no peace.
The Mall of America's Rotunda turned into a staging ground.
No justice!
This is a systematic racist problem. This is apartheid in America. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, that's my whole point. You know, but hopefully this will force laws to be implemented to protect all humans, you know, all humans. And you know, I know people are like upset about the actual title Black Lives Matter, but right now that's the race that's in jeopardy, you know, people of color. So we need to shed some light on it and find a solution.
I'd like to talk back of Empire, when you do some improvisation, when you talk about the fake Halle Berry.
Well, then get rid of fake ass Halle Berry.
It says a lot because like 10 years ago, you had Denzel Washington, Halle Berry, a black singer, a black actress, and now you have Beyoncé, Nicki Minaj, Terrence, a lot of actors. That changed.
Yeah. I've never been the one to say, to take on, it's so hard, you know, for a black woman. Is it different? Is it a little challenging? Yeah, but at the end of the day, that's not my journey. I've been working, you know. Did I always get the role I wanted, or did I always get the chance? I could have carried a movie a long time ago, you know, but I never took that on. I never said, I'm an extreme optimist, and I think that's why I'm here, because, you know, after so many obstacles, a person just go, hey. And I just never did that. I never did that. You know, I stayed the course. I knew that I had a voice, and I just hustled hard.
The show is called Clique. What's your definition of a clique?
I don't know, that just came to mind. I don't know why. Maybe that was Cookie? I don't know. A clique is a lot. Clique.